ゲーム出てへと思います。どうやら主人公はですね、この真ん中にいるキツネらしいです。ちなみに初見プレイです。新しいゲーム。これあれですね、決定は×ですね。足跡かわいい。肉球。なんかね、癒される予感がしたんでね、買ってみたんですよ。やっぱり真冬だ。ゲームの中真冬だ。これが私だ。
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
Yeah, a bit. You should get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
英語はちんぷんかんぷんだからな。
All right. So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
小狐が死んじゃってるん。
She couldn't stay though. She had to find her other two children. So she took that path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
進むぞ。The Forest Tree。雨になった。雪景色で雨とか寒いかな。
The fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree.
キラキラしよる。
It was as if each one had a story to tell,
なんか
all
回収
their own.
しているけど。
The land was trying to tell my story too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
景色綺麗ですよね。なんか鳥がいっぱいいる。うさちゃん。まあなんか影が。どこへ向かっているのかとか分かってないからね。多分これが違う、これ木の影だ。道かなと思ったら木の影だった。あそこだ。あそこへ向かうぞ。音楽いいですね。いいな、こういうピアノといいよね。リターンジャンプができる。すごいぞこのキツネ。二段ジャンプができるぞ。 さっき私マズダ来るときにさ、マズダ蹴ったんかと思ってた。よっこ出せ。はっ、不自然な動きをした。あっちかな。あれかな、あの山目指す。あっちでも向かっていく感じかな。とりあえず進みゆくぞ。ちなみにね、完全初見なんでね、どこまで続くかも全然わからないんですよ。とりあえずシャープ1ってことで1話的な感じにしてますけど、もしかするとこの回で終わるかもしれないという。なんだそこ、めっちゃ光ってるやんけ。
Dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
First item.
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush. Even after working a 50-hour week, even after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
たまに周りを見て、海がないか見てみる。ガサガサガサガサ。ガサガサガサガサ。現実の世界では夏で近づいてますが、画面の中では雪景色でございます。もうね、涼しいを取り越して寒いわな。映像が寒いわな。これが本当何に使う要素なんだろう。なんか全部集めてなんかあるとかかな。周りを見ながら動きます。真っ暗になった。ロード入ったぞ。なんぞなんぞ。はい、秋ですね。秋アイテムがある。蝶々がいっぱいいる。
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
それだわーした。素晴らしい。あそこもなんかアイテムある。この自然の音と音楽の組み合わせがとても素敵。今右の方にアイテムがあったけど、ちょっとあそこが気になるからあそこ行ってみるね。なんだろう、黒板。 不安。パトカーがあった。急になったりとかしないかな。急になったりとかしたら心臓止まっちゃうからな、私。あんなとこにもある。あんなとこにもある。あっちの上にもあるし。全部はとりあえず取らなくてもいいかな。とりあえずこれだけ取って。にゃっ、あ、蝶々がついた。蝶々がついたよ。はいあ、なんかお助けアイテム的な感じで蝶々ね。なるほど。あそこも蝶々いっぱいおる。
He was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how I should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket in someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
Where to go? Where あっちから来たんだもんね。そこ通ってあそこに来てたんだよね。だってここ登れんでしょ。登れんよね。登れない時のキツネ探索ゲーかな。いやー、蝶々プラス1、2。蝶々だって近くにおらんくない？あそこで取ってこいってか。蝶々プラス1、2だからで登っていくのかな。あ、っぽいな。なんとなくね、雰囲気が好きそうだったからね、買ってみたゲームなんですよ、これ。よいしょ。おお、蝶々がいっぱい。はっはっ、降りて大丈夫？ここ降りて大丈夫？何もない？じゃあ降りるか。キャー。いやー、今の高さだと確実に怪我してるからね。 人が住んでた痕跡があるんだよな。蝶をどこで使うんだ？どこかで蝶を使うんだと思うんだけど。アイテム。ほりほり。
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was going to be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
蝶々だと思うんだけど。ふーふふー。これ何か、なんだ？確実にあそこ蝶々いるな。そう、キツネです。めっちゃ可愛い。ちなみにメスっぽいですよ。3匹集めろとか。なるほど。じゃああそこはジャンプ必須になるから、あそこを取って3箇所集める感じかな。あそこジャンプしますね。で1回ジャンプすると消えるんですよ、これジャンプすると。だからそこの坂登ったところを取って滝のところとこれ取って多分あそこちょっと下潜るわ。下潜ってから行くわ。でこの左の方からおそらく行けないからこっちから登ってって降りて取る。バタフライパワー。
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was, and I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
出直してきます。タイミングが早すぎたわ。違う意味で泣けてきた。竹のドドドドドドドドドドドドがすごい。尻尾でも振りたい。運動神経がめっちゃ高いキツネ。ちなみに皆さんの運動神経はどうですか？私はめちゃくちゃ悪いです。もう鉄棒とか縄跳びとかマットっていうのはね、もうある意味恐怖の対象ですよ。あと跳び箱とか。今度こそあそこ飛び越えるぞ。秋になったから次夏になるのかな。これ秋ですよね。どう見てもこの黄色い感じ。春じゃないよね。よっこらせ。こっかで行きたくなるじゃん。頭から落ちそうだったけど今煙が見える。運動神経が。仲間がいた。
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on a journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
Blackout. ローディング中。次は順番的にいくと夏になる気がするけど、夏っすね。この感じは夏っすね。とこの辺をどうしたい。なんかある。でもあっちが順路？どっちが順路？まあいいや、うろうろしよう。こういうとこもちゃんと作り込まれててさ、いい感じの。なんか動物いないかなと思ったけどいないな。最初のとこはね、ウサギがいたんですけど。ねえ、いいですよね。野生のキツネとかなかなかいませんもんね。
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little
あっちも
homes.
気になるの。
We
なん
kept
か
an
あっ
old
ちこっち
mattress
気
in
に
the
な
bed
る。
of that ugly yellow
い
truck.
ろいろ集めてくるわ
So。we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
お墓がある。カラスの声がする。水の音。
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most,
ない。
he kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that
あの
wet stone
輝
on
き
my
か、あんな
feet,
輝いてるものを持っ
or
て
how
くればいい
those
のか。
massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time.
違うな、これいつもだ。
The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up,
お家の絵が
and
描
we
いてる
talked。about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I loved sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to
そう、この
talk,
環境音ってい
he
い
would
で
have
す
left
よ
me
ね。
carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
なん
On
か
our
車の
property, there were old abandoned pieces of the
家
shed
を
and
持ってる。
car long left unused. I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk, and I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw
ちょっと気になったことがいいんでいい？自爆があるではないか。
it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thing.
解説モード反転はしない。ちょっとマウス感度上げていいですか、少し。
Thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company since those
出た！
ghosts
字
like
幕
living
出
in a
た！
place where they were brutally devoured.
字幕モードがあったよ。途中で気づくというオチ。なんかある。そう、字幕出るやん。テントだ。最初の設定のところで気づくべきだよね、これ。字幕が出るってこと。 なんかありそう。ここどっかからか登れると思うんだけど。カッシャカッシャ。ああ、もっと早く気づくべきだったよ、自爆。これ集めるやつ。
Almost all stories follow the same kind of structure, and it starts with an inciting event, and then there's rising action, and then
あ、わかった。これ解説モードだ。これは
there's a climax, and then there's falling
い
action.
いや。
And it's actually really difficult to make an interesting story where you only hear these two people talking, and it's spoken through a dream that's already happened. And the most of the action is about this animal that isn't directly related to this couple at all. So I don't know what I was thinking, but my hope was that it would create some interesting things and connections that I didn't see before. And that was kind of the whole exercise of making the first tree.
どっか出せ。ああ、うっそーん。あれ、これはまずいんじゃ。あ、よかった。ドキドキするよね。ドキドキするよね。ああいうの冷たいそれもドキドキするよね。またこのね、よっこうだセット。ここ注意、ここ注意。どういうこと？ん？ねえ、翻訳機能ってね、大事ですよね。私みたいな英語が全くできない人にとってはもうね。あれはまさかベビーベッド？檻？あれはあと2つ。さっきの水って言ったところと、あっちと、今見えてる光のとこ行くか。あそこさっきのとこか。さっきのね、なんで取れたかね、よく分かってないよ、私。タイミング合わせようとかそんな感じ？なんで私が空見てるかっていうと、 光がね差す方があるんですよ。ちょっとあっち見てみようか。あと1個どっかにあるはずなんだけど、ちょっと遠くから見るようにして周りを気にしながら。びっくりした、でっかい羽に見えた。なんか光させてる感じがすっげえ綺麗。すぐ寄り道。探索系は割引してなんぼだろう。最初のとこのこっちか。こっちまだよく探索してない。なんか虫の羽音が聞こえた。何かがいたように見えた。こっちに何かありそうだけど。てか何か知らなくちゃ困るけど、なんかあった。他は特にないよね。あっちの方上がっていく感じかな。星を集めるのもトロフィーなんだ。
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
見つけた。こっちかな。あれ、このとこが行けるかな。おーね、あの映画のシリーズは結構自然をね大事してるのが多いから、 よいしょ。あった。なんだなんだなんだなんだ。あそこの咲いてた木がどいたのかな、もしかして。ミリミリミリミリっつったよね。手道戻る系か。別に面倒くさくなんかないですよ。ただそのジャンプ機能とかあったら便利だなと思ったくらいで。んなこんな隙間からとかいけないかなとか見ながら。よいしょよいしょ。多分これの次が肌になると思うんですよ。ぴょんぴょんしちゃう。そういえば話は変わりますけど、飼育してるダンゴムシがですね、今順調に増えてきてましてね、だいぶおちびたちが増えました。フィッシングボート。で今までは机のとこに置いてたんですけど、ちょっとね最近脱皮を失敗する子がちょっと出てきてしまって、で調べたらなんか日照時間とかもいろいろ関係してるみたいで、今は植物なんかお部屋で植物を育ててるんですけど、そこのライドのところに一緒にいます。取れた。え？
The perpetrator stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
なんだなんだ、でかい。え、待って待って、君は誰？君は誰？すごい距離でここ駆け抜けてたけど、あ、全然取れねえ。うおー、さっきの影は一体。主的な何かかな。周りなんもないですもんね。ダンゴムシの飼育してるんです。オカダンゴムシですよね、性的には。花高さんもいるかなと思ったけど、花高さんはいなかったようです。でもオカダンゴムシもね、一色だけのやつとね、茶色っぽい子とね、赤みが混ざった子とね、いろいろいるんですよ。おちびたちは白と黒が混ざっ白い体に黒いラインが入ってきてること、まだまだ真っ白なこと、いろいろいます。ひたすらまっすぐ進んでますが、そこにアイテムがありますね。なんか急になんか雰囲気が寒い。よいしょよいしょ。こんだけ走れるスタミナが私でも欲しい。
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
おやすみ。環境音、この葉っぱのサクサク音とかも好きです。やっぱ袋いますよね。春かな？春になるかな？悩むな。この感じだとなんか終わりそうな感じなんですよね。なんだと。それは予想しなかった。やっぱりめっちゃ綺麗。
You can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like? You know what it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital, so I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse, and at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words. I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling of the wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
なるほど。この式がどんどんこう出せてるのって心の雪解けってことか。でかい。通れない。 こういうのも、ね、必要ですよね。この子の家族はほんとこう2匹の死んでしまった子羊を見たんだが、この子の家族は一体。アンの声。太陽に向かってる。この光のこの加減とかすっごい綺麗じゃないですか。でさっきのあの大きな狼のような影は一体アスレチック、アスレチック。ここに来てアスレチックはきついな。一段だから。ここに来たアスレチック。いけるかいけるか。私集中力持つぞ。集中力の勝利だ。今度明るい方へ明るい方へ行ってる気がする。からのブラックアウト、ローディング、ロード入る。で、私は水分を取る。やっぱり喉乾いた。足跡がかわいい。雨が降
Fox
り、
knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the jade valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
運命に近づいてる。どういうこと？はあ。どういうこと？民家が見える。私はこの上がちょっと気になった。なんかあんのかな。何もないかな。なんだなーい。 ってどういうことなんだろう。あ、綺麗、めっちゃ綺麗。何これ、めっちゃ綺麗。ここを通りたい。そういえばね、一応他のゲームのね動画を一応撮ってはあるんですよ。まだ編集してないだけで。そちらもそのうちアップできたらなと思います。まあ同じような探索系のゲームなんですけど、2個だけだっけ。どう編集しようか悩んでて、カットなしでもいけるけど、なんかある。あ、じゃあなんかあった？どこに見えない。あれは穴ほどケープな。
My dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him.
病んでしまったん
Not
だ。
only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
それをずっと後悔してるんだ。私は今日とても考えさせる質問をされたんだよ。そういえば、人生で無駄だったことはあるかとかさ、後悔してることはあるかとかさ、聞かれてさ、思わず黙っちゃったんだよね。後悔してることあるのはあるけど、今更後悔したところでもう遅いし。私はどこに行けばいいんだ？ひゃーひゃー。気づいたら1時間を過ぎてますよね。なんかあれなんですよ、終わるタイミングがわからなくなってるんです、私。あれだな、これはおそらく話の感じ的にはもう少し続きそうなので、ここまでにしておこうかな。多分ね、次で終わると思う。次一気に最終回、最後まで行くと思うんです。はい。なので、 ね、タイミング逃したら終わんなくなっちゃうんで、ここまでにしようと思います。それでは、真ん中の水曜日でしたが、ちょっと癒しが欲しくてやってみました。ということで、見に来てくださった方々ありがとうございました。また次回も来てくださると嬉しいです。それでは次回まで、さらばじゃ。キツネかわいい。